Friedman lecture. I thought we get greatly better. I was happy to see a lot of our participants were there, and I feel like everyone benefited from it. So that was awesome.
Very smart. Yeah, it's amazing.
Very wise person. Baruch Hashem. We're gonna do more stuff like that. So stay
Where
tuned.
where he live?
He lives in Crown Heights, though. He lived in Minnesota for many years, but
Oh,
now he lives in Crown Heights. Yeah. Okay. Here we go, my friends. Today's Chumash. So the Jews, remember, it's very interesting. Actually, yesterday's class, some novelty stuff. I'll just share it again because it connects to today's Chumash. God deliberately, and the Jews told Moses, and Moses told the Jews the plan, and the Jews agreed to it. They deliberately led the Egyptians to think that they were lost in the desert in order to get the Egyptians to attack them. It's a brilliant war plan. Like, this is what people do in, like, in warfare. You like, imagine, like, the army misleads the enemy to thinking like that they're giving up, and then the enemy, or not giving up, or like they're lost or they're wounded, and the enemy comes in and attacks them, and then they come into the back. So literally that's what's taking place over here. If you met from yesterday's Chumash, those who weren't here, the Jewish people traveled for 3 days, we're saying so far. One day they traveled about over 100 kilometers from Egypt to their first destination. Then they traveled around the river, the canal of the Suez, by the Suez River, whatever, I forget exactly how you call it. And then they went to the edge of the desert, and then they went backwards. And it's a third day, and Pharaoh expected them after 3 days to start heading back. And they started looking like they're lost. And Pharaoh, through everything he's been through, Hashem's hardened his heart, and he goes out to attack the Jews. And it's all because Hashem wants to make a greater miracle. And as you all know, today will be the splitting of the sea. Hindsight is 2020, but a tremendously great miracle will take place. But they drew the Egyptians in to attack them. However, today's Chumash is what takes place when the Egyptians get very close. Verse 9, Vayirdefu Mitzrayim. The Egyptians take off. They run after them. They take off from Egypt. They hear the Jews are about over 100 kilometers away, and they take off and they start running south to the Jews. They want to get back their money. They want to get back their slaves. They want to get them back for all the plagues that they suffered, and they run after them. By Yasigu Oisam, and they caught up to them. They overtook them. They got up to them. And where were they? Chaynim al Hayam. I showed the pictures yesterday. They were, you know what? Let me try and get it. Hang on 1 second. I'll bring the pictures up for those that weren't here. Give me 1 second. I think everybody will enjoy that. Hang on 1 second. Just so we know where they were. I think it'll help us greatly. So I'm going to bring up, I just got to bring up my WhatsApp. Hang on 1 second. I think it will greatly enhance the class. So 1 second, just to give us some imagery, where they were. There's many maps, by the way, of where exactly were the Jews when the Egyptians arrived at them. Where exactly did the sea split? Which sea split? So the pictures are very important to understanding this information. So I'm going to give it to you guys so you can also benefit from these pictures. Let me bring it up. 1 second. The Chumash that I know Ira has been using recently has that. The Kahos Chumash has these pictures, and they're really helpful in understanding the lesson. So hold on 1 second. Let me just, here we go. Okay. All right, my friends, some pictures will help us. Okay, so here we go. So we have the, let me go back, not that picture. My kids are over here. Sorry. Okay, so here's the Sea of Reeds. They came from the north to the south. This picture shows you the line where the Egyptians are coming down to attack the Jews. So see Pisom, it goes from Pisom down to Sukkos, okay? And Pihachirot, you'll see under, these are the names you're going to see in the Chumash today, so look carefully. They originally traveled the same way the Egyptians are going to travel. Pharaoh's going to travel from Pisom to Sukkot. They originally traveled that the first day. The next day they went to Asam, which is by the Sinai Desert. They went around the Red Sea. And then the next day they went back. And that's where the Egyptians, it took the third day, they said they're not coming back. And the Jews look lost. We're going to attack them. Okay, that's where this is all coming down. And the place is called Piachirot. So that's where the Red Sea is. That's exactly where the Jews were before the miracle of the splitting of the sea is going to take place. Okay, so you have some imagery a little bit about what's going on. Let me pull up now the Chumash. Here we go. So Egypt ran after them. And they caught up to them, exactly where I showed you in the map. They were encamped. Where were the Jews? The Jews were encamped by the ocean, by the Red Sea. And the Egyptians are coming, and who's with them? All the horses and the chariots. And we explained that Pharaoh had these amazing 600 very powerful chariots. And all the other chariots and horses of Pharaoh's army come in and they're attacking the Jews, and the Jews are there. You know, their backs are against the sea. Ufrasha v'cheloi, his horsemen and his forces come in to the map where we showed you Al Pia Chirot, by the mouth of Chirot. It's called that because that's where the Jews became a free nation. That's the first stop they made, that they arrived at when they left Egypt. The Fnei Bal Tzafon, and also very specifically, it's right near the idol of Tzafon. So Hashem destroyed all idols and did not destroy that one idol. And the reason is to lead, again, to draw the Egyptians in. They'll say, wow, we have one idol that still has the power. God cannot destroy them. And the Jews are right next to that idol that's left that God did not destroy. And the Egyptians are into thinking, wow, we could catch up to the Jews. And the Jews went along with Moshe's ploy, draw the Egyptians in. And Pharaoh and his whole army comes, and the Jews' backs are against the sea. Pharaoh Hikriv, and Pharaoh came closer. As we said in yesterday's Chumash, Pharaoh told the soldiers that he's going to go in the front. Unlike the army where the king usually sits in the back, Pharaoh convinced his warriors to join this ridiculous war because they saw what Hashem did to them, but Pharaoh convinced them to go, and he says, I'm going to go in the front. So Pharaoh's running with his whole army against the Jews. But Yisuf and Yisrael, and the Jewish people lift up their eyes, and what do they see? And they see Egypt, who they just ran away from, is advancing very quickly towards them. They see this major army coming out to attack them. Now, the Chumash Rashi just shares something interesting here. When it says the Egyptians are attacking to them, it should have said the Hebrew word nosim. They were traveling. But it uses the term, a Hebrew word, noseyat, a singular word, that they were like one man. So Rashi says there's two ways to understand this. Either they were united as one man, with one heart and one man. These people were out for blood, together, united to get rid of the Jews. They just wanted revenge. But they were equal. So when you have an army that everyone's in sync and they're really equal with each other, you don't say people, you just, like an army takes on like a singular note. So these guys are united. They just wanted to get revenge on the Jews. It's interesting just to point out, that's the same words that we use by the Jewish people when they got the Torah. They were one heart and one man. But the Egyptians here are one heart and one man. They were like one person. They were out for blood, for revenge to the Jewish people. And the Jews see this. They see this army in sync, in lock, ready to pounce and attack. Another reason why they were going to be very afraid, Rashi says they saw, the singular word is not just they saw the army, they saw the angel of the Egyptians. Every country has an angel, and they see from heaven, I guess, coming down with the Egyptian army ready to attack the Jewish people, and they freak out. And they get very afraid. You can imagine the trauma, right? You see the army coming at you. Although the Jews were in this ploy to begin with, as we learned in yesterday's Chumash, that they were agreeing to draw the Egyptians in, but now the Egyptians' huge army is coming to attack them, and they got very afraid. Vayitzaku, and they started to scream. Vayitzaku b'nei Yisrael, and the Jewish people started to scream to Hashem. What does it mean they scream to Hashem? They daven, Rashi says. This is the Jewish thing to do. Abraham, we have a verse in the Torah that Abraham says he davened, and Isaac davened, and Jacob davened. So what do you do when the Egyptian army is coming and attacking you, and your backs are against the sea? You daven to Hashem, and the Jewish people scream out to Hashem, and Rashi says they start to daven to Hashem. However, Moshe, they don't give such an easy time. And this is what they tell Moshe, and this is where they start, as I put in the text today, where they attack Moshe. They were going along till now with the ploy with Moshe to draw the Egyptians in. And here they go up against Moshe, and they say, Moshe, and they say to Moshe, what's the wording? Sarcasm, This is real sarcasm. Hamabli ain't kvarim b'Mitzrayim. What? There are no graves in Egypt. What? There's no burial plots in Egypt. L'kachtanu lamus b'midbar. You took us to die in the desert. What? It's just in the case. No, I don't have. Tell her to take it out. Comes in the case. No. Hamebli and Kvar b'Mitzrayim is there's no, or you could take it out, Khan. It's a little hard, but I can't do it now. Hamebli and Kvar b'Mitzrayim are there no. There's no what? There's no burial plots in Egypt. Like Achtana Lamas, you took us to the desert, Moses, to die in the desert. This is the whole plan. That's it. We made this plan. We drew them in, and now we're dead. We're dead people. Mazay Sasisalanu. Moses, what do you do to us? To take us out of Egypt. I don't get the whole plan here. So you made these 10 miracles. You made these 10 unbelievable, genius, beautiful, brilliant miracles, drawing in, and you got us out. And now what's the plan? So we're all going to die. And they say to continue these kind of rebuke to Moses. Didn't we already have this conversation with you in Egypt? We told you in Egypt, right? Remember the first time, right? Rashi says, right when you came to Pharaoh the first time and said, let the people go. And Pharaoh made it harder for us. And we said, Moses, good job. You know, we already told you then, either you're here to help or not. Like, make up your mind. What's this idea that you are, that you're coming to free us, but you made it worse. We already told you then. And now here, what did you do? You took us here to die. We already told you then, leave us alone. But now that's Mitzrayim and we'll serve Egyptian, because all you're doing is making it worse. You know, you came to help. Somebody says, you want to help, don't help. You know, like we told you that to begin with. So we already told you when you came to help, you made it harder. We said, Moses, listen, God should judge you for making it worse for us. And now you got us out. That's very nice. But here, we're just going to die. We would much rather be servants in Egypt than saying about Midbar than die in the desert. So this is the whole plan. You took us out. You got us free in order that we should die in the desert. We don't like your plan. Basically, we'd rather be servants in Egypt than, I guess, like the opposite of what we say in America. You know, it's live free than die. Whatever the language is, they say the opposite. We'd rather live as slaves than die as free men. So Moses says to the nations, and Moses responds to all these people that are now attacking him. Al tiro, don't be afraid. Stand strong, stand firm, and you will see. As Yishu as Hashem, the great miracle that Hashem is going to do, that Hashem will do for you hayoim today. Because look carefully, see Egypt today. But Hashem did this all because you will never see Egypt again. It's going to be over in a short while. This is the last time actually that you're going to see Egypt. This is a whole ploy in order to drown the Egyptians. The Jews don't know yet the plan, but Moses tells them, you will never see them again. Hashem yilachim lachem, God will fight for you, right, against this major army and even the angel of this army, and you will remain silent. So Hashem is going to fight for you, and you'll remain silent. This is life, my friends. This Chumash today is life, in my opinion. Why is it life? It's because Hashem often leads us somewhere because he wants to make a greater miracle than before, right? Hashem wants to make a greater miracle than before that we didn't have. And at the last moment, we freak out, we get scared, we get nervous. And he's telling us that Hashem is doing it all because Hashem wants to bring a greater miracle and drown the Egyptians in the ocean. Don't worry, he's not telling them the plan yet, but he's telling, don't be afraid, Hashem's going to take care of business for you, and you're not going to get destroyed. To this idea, you're saying we'd rather die and be slaves in Egypt than die here. You're not going to die. You will live, and everything will work out. Any questions or comments on today's Chumash? Questions or comments on today's interesting Chumash? Anybody? No? We good? Who's with us? All right, let's move on. Yeah, Ira.
So, it said the Lord will battle for you.
Yeah.
That's like the first time you know what I'm saying? That's the first time you ever hear that. Where like the Jews aren't doing it. The Lord's actually, he's saying not to worry. He'll take care of us. He'll make sure everything's okay.
So, right. So in other words, he's not, I'm trying to think. I mean, there were many times Hashem told Yaakov he'll help him. Remember when Esav came, that was perhaps like the first battle maybe against the Jews, like someone came out to attack the Jewish people.
Yeah, but here he's saying that he's actually going to, not to worry. He's the one doing it.
Yeah. But it's actually an interesting answer because it's not, the Jews are not being asked here to fight, which is an interesting point. You know what I mean? Sometimes it calls for a war. A lot of times in life, Hashem will tell the Jewish people to have a king in the times of Saul and King David and to fight the wars. But it's interesting that in today's Chumash, you're right. You're right in noticing that Hashem is saying, I don't want you to fight. This is not your fight. I just want this is one of the very powerful messages. Hashem, we'll see that in tomorrow's Chumash. So let me ask my class. Let's ask everybody here. So what does God want them to do? So what should they do? What
follow
are they supposed
his ways. Follow.
What?
Follow
what'd you say?
mitzvahs. Follow the mitzvahs. Do the mitzvahs, not.
Okay.
Pray.
What?
Pray.
He wants them to believe.
Have faith.
Believe in
Have
it.
faith.
Pray.
To pray. Eyal saying he wants him to pray. Okay. I don't know. Maybe this will be Tuesday night. Whoever joins us Tuesday night, we'll have a long discussion on this. But I'll tell you the answer right off the bat. Hashem wants him to go. Hashem wants him to go. In life, in challenges, it's very interesting. This is probably the most powerful lesson in life. The number one thing you could do when you're struggling is just keep on moving. And Hashem will figure it out. So financially, health, whatever it is, you have to keep on doing. Sometimes it's not always, it's actually going to be, in Tuesday night's class, we'll see, it's a very interesting talk from the Rebbe. Prayer was not the right thing at this time. God wanted them to go into the ocean. I actually heard a very cute story, just share this. I was at the conference of Chabad rabbis. The senator, I believe, I forget his name, was a Jewish senator, a very traditional person who was in Minnesota, I think, the senator over there. And he said that the rabbi used to get into major debt. Then he would come to I think it was a senator, owned a big construction company, and he used to come to the Chabad Shliach. They would come to him, I think his name was Rabbi Feller. He would say, save us. We need your help to save the Chabad house because we did so many mitzvahs. We got into debt from all the things we were doing. So the guy said he wants you to be like Moses and split the sea for him. So sometimes in life, probably a lot of times you get caught up, anxiety and emotional. And sometimes the number one thing in life, you see an ocean in front of you, you see the Egyptians behind you, you're messed up, life is over. And you just got to keep on trucking. That's the number one lesson. And we'll talk about it. Mitzvah Shem. I think that'll be the Tuesday night class. We'll go into length at that. Okay? But don't share my answer that I gave you here today. All right. Beautiful, my friends. Let us continue with today's